You're on me now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the show, brothers and sisters. I think we are now live with Ramadan with Iman, mashallah. Come out of nowhere, but alhamdulillah, I was sitting here relaxing, enjoying myself, and all of a sudden, I'm with you guys. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, joining me on this auspicious evening before Ramadan begins, this week, you know, I thought I'd join a wonderful brother that I normally get to see around this time of year, every year, alhamdulillah, as well as being the resident Sheikh at the Eman, Ask Eman, or the Q&A show with the Eman Channel here, alhamdulillah, is Sheikh Wasim Kempson. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. I'm good, Sheikh. How are you?
Very well, alhamdulillah.
It's a pleasure to see you, by the way, Sheikh.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
And it's all on the show, mashallah, as the Sheikh said, because you have an ear, basically you can run this show now. I can take it easy. Allahu Akbar. But you are the resident here. I'm the guest more.
I don't live here. What do you mean by resident? I don't actually live here in the channel. I actually live in South London, but
mashallah.
A resident in...
Oh, a resident Sheikh?
In the sense of I'm here in London, yeah.
Like a resident in a hospital?
A resident...
like a doctor, who they call them resident doctor.
Yeah.
You're the resident Sheikh of Eman Channel. Who's here more often than you, though?
Muhammad Abu Bakr.
No, from the Shiukh?
Oh. At the moment...
Whenever I watch a Q&A, Sheikh, it's you.
That's because it's your weekend.
Yeah.
You always watch it on the weekend.
Yeah, that's true. MashaAllah. So welcome anyway. So we're building up for Ramadan, brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah. And one thing I wanted to mention, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Sheikh, that I myself travelled from a foreign country recently to come back to the UK. And when I came back in, I'd never seen the UK so quiet. You know, driving down the roads, the motorways were empty. And we know what's been going on with the viewers here as well, who are at home probably watching, sitting on a sofa now. We know what's happening in the world. And a lot of people are quite upset about it. They're feeling worried. And there was a hadith that came to me on the way today, Sheikh, I was considering. And any calamity that befalls us is nothing in comparison to the calamity of losing the leadership, losing the guidance, losing the wahi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam left us in the dunya. There's no bigger calamity, brothers and sisters, than that. And I wanted to frame this evening and perhaps my Ramadan around this, knowing that there's nothing worse that can happen to me after the loss of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So everyone at home, just remember that we're following his guidance, and that as Ramadan approaches, there were certain things he did in Ramadan more than any other time throughout the year. When he would review the Quran with Jibreel alayhi salam, he would give more in charity in that month, you know, Ramadan. This was the month which the Quran was sent down. So frame our Ramadan not with the fear of the pandemic or the COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, yeah? But rather know that nothing can go or affect us more than the loss of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So don't worry. Don't make this Ramadan a depressive one where, we don't get to go to the masjid. And is that about right, Sheikh? Am I being fair in saying that?
Yeah, I think it's fair in that the fact that the Prophet ﷺ was one of the greatest calamities that befell the Ummah. But on the same kind of moving on from that the companions, radiallahu anhum, may Allah include them all, saw it their responsibility to ensure that his sunnah, his way, his tradition remained alive. Okay? And this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah, will always preserve. And it is and all of us are in some way part of that preservation of the sunnah. So for example, us, the Prophet ﷺ said the difference between our fasting and the fasting of the people of the book is that we will take suhoor. That's one sunnah. What's one unique aspect of our preparation for fasting is that we will have suhoor. So yes, we know that the Prophet ﷺ passed away. However, keeping his sunnah, his traditions alive is something that all of us, we have a part in, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. And to you at home, thank you very much. We do have a caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm calling from London and I have two questions. One is about the tashahhud. In the tashahhud, when we said Ashhadu la ilaha and we raised our shahada finger, but I saw some people they continuously moving their shahada finger. Is that what is the reason to move their finger continuously? Is that right or not? Because shahada is on the shahada part. And the other question is regarding the zakat, please. Which is, I asked yesterday to the Sheikh, if I lend some money to someone for like few months or a year time, and do I need to pay zakat? He said, if I know that how long I need to lend the money, so I have to pay. But if I don't know, like, when you give to the family, maybe they return your money after 2-3 years back. So do I need to pay money for 2 years after when they pay me back, or I need to start after 2 years when they give me money back?
Okay.
This is my next part of the question, please.
Jazakallah khair, sister. The Sheikh, you heard the questions are quite simple.
Okay.
You okay to memorize them?
Yeah,
or should we
sure.
take the next call?
Take next call. Inshallah.
Okay, let's take another call, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, caller. You're live. Welcome. We lost a call. Now, brothers and sisters, we are taking Q&A questions, but we want to be a light Q&A. We don't want to make it a heavy Q&A. We want to make this a bit more of a light show. If you want to join in, maybe we make a little dua. If there's kids at home watching, excited about Ramadan, want to call in, ask the Sheikh any questions about, things to do with fun nature, no problem. Don't make this a serious Q&A where, But at the same time, if you do have any questions, we do have the Sheikh with us. And let's take advantage of the Sheikh while we have him. So you can call us live here on the studio on 0203 515 0769. That's 0203 515 0769. Sheikh, we had two questions there. The first one, I want to reword it. Yeah. She's sitting in Salah in the masjid. And there's a sister perhaps. And the sister's fingers going like this. Or sometimes a little circle almost motion. Yeah. It's perturbed her. She's not sure if that is the true way to do the shahada finger. She's got doubts, Sheikh, about this person's shahada finger. So can we have some light shed on this? Like we need light shed in this studio.
Inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so mashallah, it shows that the sister is paying attention to what people are doing. And you look at your own salah. And as we know, the Prophet ﷺ said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Pray as you have seen me praying. Now, with regards to moving of the finger in tashahhud, this isn't something that all of the ulama that they see the same. Other parts of the salah, like reciting Fatiha standing, or ruku, and what you're saying, or ruku, and sujood, and what you're saying, sujood, like pretty much like 90% of the prayer, all of the ulama, they agree. Yeah. It's just a few little issues that the scholars, they will differ over. And sometimes, when some person says, how do you pray? As though you pray a completely different prayer. Oh, I follow this particular madhab prayer. Or my prayers according to another madhab. Even not realizing that probably 90-95% of our prayer is exactly the same. Yeah. This is one of the few issues that there is a slight difference of interpretation, valid interpretation, concerning the moving of the finger in the tashahhud position. Now, this isn't necessarily the platform to go into the great discussion as to all the evidences are used and how to answer. One hadith mentions that when the Prophet ﷺ was in tashahhud, he would point with his finger and make dua with it. Now, when you put it into English, sometimes it kind of like simplifies it. However, in the Arabic, the phrases that are used, sometimes it can indicate movement, and sometimes it can just mean that you're actually just pointing with it. Yeah. And there are other narrations based upon the. So in one point, you're just going to point with it throughout the whole duration of tashahhud, not moving anything. Yeah. Another one is to move it ever so slightly while making dua. Now that movement, some are point up and down, and some just say ever so slightly. This is their interpretation. These great ulama, that's their interpretation, and they're entitled to that. So if somebody was just to point with it, it's fine, inshallah ta'ala. If somebody moves it ever so slightly, that's fine, inshallah ta'ala. We're not talking about the validity of your prayer. Yeah. Another view is that you raise the finger and then lower the finger with regards to the shahada, which is based upon... Yep, exactly. And this is also another opinion, a valid opinion, if you like, with the madhahib. So if you do that and you're following your imam or you're following your teacher, you're entitled to do that.
Yeah.
If somebody else follows another one, it's likely that they're following a different view.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not to do with the validity of your prayers I mentioned, but rather just different interpretations of these narrations. Wallahu alam.
Jazakallah khair, mashallah. We've got another question as well, but we are running out of time, inshallah ta'ala. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to be going for a very short break, inshallah ta'ala. So don't go anywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, sisters, welcome back to Eman Channel here. For the rest of the evening is myself, Farooq McDermott, and hopefully you all enjoyed your salah, inshallah ta'ala, and you are now feeling refreshed. Your iman is feeling strong as we build up towards Ramadan beginning. This month that's about to hit us, inshallah ta'ala, is going to be an amazing month for all of us because it's a unique month. Not in just the sense that it's Ramadan, but in the sense of our condition here in the UK, as well as globally. This is going to be a new experience for a lot of us, and it's exciting, inshallah ta'ala. Joining me is Sheikh Wasim Kempson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We had a lovely sister call in, and she asked us about tashahud, but we answered that, alhamdulillah. We also had another question from her about zakat.
Yep.
So she's lent a bit of money. Family, as usual. Don't know when you're going to get it back.
Okay.
She's not entirely sure. Could it be this year, next year? Da, 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 da.
Right.
She wants to know the conditions of that zakat. Does she have to pay it on her? She asked, but she wants clarification.
Sure, okay. So, with regards to money that you have borrowed out,
Yeah.
okay, this is the question.
Or lent out, should we say.
Lent out, yeah. So, zakat is paid on wealth that is in your possession. We can start here, just so you understand the message of the issue, right? Zakat is paid on wealth that is yours, it belongs to you.
Yeah.
Now, some of that wealth that you have may be in your bank account, maybe in your home, it may be in the possession of another person that you've lent money to. Okay? Now, money that's in your possession, clearly in your bank account or at home, that's clear, you pay zakat on that. If it reaches the nisab, threshold, and it's been with you for a year. That money that you've lent to somebody. Now, it comes in two scenarios. There's one scenario that it's like you've written that debt off. That money, you're never going to get it back. So you don't consider that your wealth anymore. Therefore, you don't pay zakat on it. It's gone. As for the money that you've borrowed to a person, and they say, I'm going to pay you back. They're not denying it. Can't pay it to you now. There's two choices here you have. You consider that, number one, you consider that your wealth, part of your wealth. So let's say, for example, you just borrowed like £1,000. That £1,000 you will include in your zakah, and then you pay the zakah on it. Or the other option, meaning that every year that passes, you pay zakat on it. The second option you have is that debt that the money has been lent to somebody, you can delay it until you get it back. When you get that money back, then you will pay zakat on the amount of time that was missed. So let's say, for example, that person didn't pay you for 2 years. So therefore, you pay zakat on that for 2 years because you have the choice of delaying it.
Yeah.
Okay. But for sure, you consider it part of your wealth because somebody's not denying it and the money is there. Okay? So you can pay zakat on it yearly, or you can pay zakat on it when you return, when it gets given back to you. And if there's whatever duration is missed, then you include those years in paying zakat on it.
So let's say, for argument's sake, we lend £1,000 to someone, yeah? So roughly, let's say £25 you've got to pay on that. Yeah?
Right, yeah.
So you lend it, and you're expecting it back. So every year you pay £25.
25, that's right.
Then you write it off after 10 years. You say, no, I'm never getting it back. You write it off.
Okay, yeah.
Does she then reduce that from the zakat that she's paid out?
No.
See?
No.
So the best thing is just be generous, pay it, and if
Yeah. You just pay it back. I mean, or like I say, there's £25. A simple example is that I get back after 3 years. You delay it for 3 years.
Yeah.
That means there's £75 due on that £1,000.
Yeah. And if you don't end up getting it back and you cancel it after 3 years,
and you're rewarded for what you paid, alhamdulillah.
And Islam is easy. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. May Allah bless you. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Brothers and sisters, if you want to ask the Sheikh a cheeky question, you can do it. It's 0203 515 0769. It's 0203 515 0769. If you want to talk about Ramadan, anyone out there wants to call in, is boosted, feeling excited about Ramadan about to begin soon here this year in the UK, then call us in as well. 0203 515 0769. Pick up, dial in. We are here for what? Till about 10 o'clock, inshallah ta'ala. I'm going to be loitering around with you guys, inshallah. I've got a question for you, Sheikh. Because Ramadan's... Oh, we do have a caller, though. Before I take a question, let's take the caller. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? And where are you? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Who's that?
My name is Ali. I'm calling from London.
Welcome, Ali.
Question, please.
Yeah, go on in, bruv.
Yes, just like to ask about Tarawih. You know, some people pray 6 rakah, 8 rakah, 12 rakah, or 20 rakah. So say in the Ramadan you just prayed 10 rakah or 6 or 8, and then you woke up like 1 hour or 1.5 hours before the Fajr time, and you prayed during the what you call it, Tahajjud time. Would that be part of the Tarawih, or would it be counted as a Tahajjud prayer, and then you did your Fajr?
So you got two questions. You said it was one, bruv.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. No, I'm keeping count. Don't worry, bro. Carry on.
Okay, so that's my question, basically. So say you prayed 6 or 8 or 12, and then you woke up again about Fajr time before, 1 hour before, and you prayed Tahajjud, that part of Tarawih, it will count? Or would it count as the Tahajjud time separate, or just all equals to one, basically? So that's my question.
Where are you planning to pray Tarawih this year, bro?
Well, at home, obviously.
MashaAllah. May Allah accept it from you, Akhi. And Jazakallah khair. I'll ask the Sheikh now, all right? Take care, Ali, yeah? Give salam to the family and all that. Right, so you heard the question from Ali.
Yeah.
It was a good question, mashallah.
Yeah. And you know, the main thing that causes some confusion are the terms that are used with regards to the night prayer. So what you have is after Salat al-Isha, all the way until Salat al-Fajr, all of this is considered night prayer.
Yeah.
It's all night prayer.
So Qiyam al-Layl.
Or Qiyam al-Layl, yeah. However, in the month of Ramadan, the raka'at, the nafila prayer that's offered immediately after Salat al-Isha in Ramadan, this is called Taraweeh. But still in general terms, it's still night prayer.
Yes.
But at this time, when it's offered at this time, it's called Taraweeh. Now, if you want to pray later in the night, this is usually called Tahajjud or Qiyamul Layl, okay, which is the night prayer.
Interchangeable terms.
Interchangeable terms, absolutely fine. Now, if you pray later at night, answering the brother's question specifically, is this considered Taraweeh? No, because Taraweeh is prayed earlier in the night, okay? But no doubt we say that the later you pray in the night, it is better. The more reward. So the last third would be the best night, the best time for you to offer the night prayer, okay? Pray whatever's comfortable for you.
I think maybe, because he had this initial question was about how many does he do. I was thinking, Brother Ali's thinking, right, I'll knock out 8.
Yep.
Yeah, or 6. I'll do the 6 early on, right, Ali? You want to do the 6 early?
Yeah.
Get a bit of a kip.
Yep.
Wake up. Pop the other, I don't know, other 2 if he wants to do 8. That night maybe he's doing 12. He'll knock out 12. So he'll do another 4.
Yep.
Whatever he's doing, yeah?
Yep.
He's planning to do Taraweeh.
Yep.
And he wants to know, can he do that? And what is the number that he should be?
Yeah, so with regards to the number, you're not restricted. Okay, there's no restriction as to you have to do this. Whatever is easier for you to do, inshallah ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ, as was narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha, is that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would pray 8 and added to that 3. Inside Ramadan and outside Ramadan, wouldn't do any more than that. However, it is not to be understood that you can't do any more. Yes. That's the best, because that's what the Messenger ﷺ used to do. However, as we know, Umar radiallahu anhu established 20. So whatever rak'at you want to establish in terms of number, what is easier for you and your family, you're entitled to do that. You want to pray 6 earlier, and then you want to pray 4 or 6 again later, it's up to you. But what's prayed earlier in the night is Taraweeh. What's prayed later in the night, we call Qiyamul Layl Tahajjud.
Allahu Akbar. So there you go, Ali. You do both. Do a couple of rakat for Taraweeh after Salat al-Isha. Go to sleep, get up and do a bit of Qiyamul Layl. Nice and easy, mashallah. Man, I accept it from you, Ali. Jazakallah khair. And thank you, because that clarified a little issue with me there as well, Sheikh. So thank you, Ali, mashallah. Jazakallah khair. 0203 515 0769. That's the number you need to call. We've got another caller as well. Let's bring you live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the show. Your name, please?
Wa alaikum salam. It's Brother Sammy calling in. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, mashallah, Sammy. How you doing? Smelling good, I hope.
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How are you, akhi, man? MashaAllah.
I'm good. That, by the way, that wasn't an insult on you that you normally smell bad. I mean, I know that you got some perfume, so alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. How are you? How's the Sheikh? Inshallah, Sheikh Wasim.
Alhamdulillah.
Barakallah fiqh, Sami. Good to hear from you. Jazakallah.
Alhamdulillah. I don't have a question, inshallah, but I want to do something a little bit unique, inshallah, to lift up the hopes, the spirits, when we're in a negative time at the moment. I'm not going to get any of the credit for this, because it was a sheikh that basically wanted to uplift the spirits of the people by just a little 2 or 3 lines of poetry, if you allow me to.
Yeah, bismillah.
Okay?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Bismillah. It's just 30 seconds worth, inshallah. Bismillah. When doors in heavens open wide and hell is locked, devils inside. When Sha'ban month strikes 29, the Muslims search the sky to find the Ramadan new moon approach with taqwa, blessings and new hopes. So if they sight the moon, we fast, and when it's cloudy, 30 past. From Sha'ban before Ramadan, the month of fasting and Quran. the month we pray the Taraweeh and wake up early when we sleep. The sunnah is to eat and drink a light suhoor before Fajr's brink, and then sunrise until it sets. We fast or leave all nourishment. It's what Muslims have to do, obligating me and you to intend the night before a day of fasting for our Lord. Before the traveller or the sick, this obligation doesn't stick. Jazakallah khair.
It was really good, mashallah.
Very good.
Who did you get that? Who did you pinch it off, bro?
No, I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay, mashallah. Very good,
Inshallah,
mashallah.
inshallah. But just a quick message, inshallah, because obviously everybody is saying that, what are we going to do? The masjids are closed, the buildings are closed. Remember, the sweetness of Ramadan, the beauty, the purpose of Ramadan is the pleasure of Allah, not the masjid. And in a way, it just gives us a reminder that our hearts, we don't worship the masjid. And it is a revival that the Prophet ﷺ said the whole world has been placed as a place of prayer, except the graveyards and the toilets. So this is just a revival of the sunnah to make our houses filled with salah. So brothers and sisters who are watching, even though we can't go to the masjid, we're still gaining the pleasure of Allah. That's the fruit. That's the whole purpose of Ramadan. So I just wanted to share that. Jazakallah khair, guys. Inshallah, we will hopefully and ask Allah to give everyone success and a unified Ramadan. So, Brother Farooq, akhi, please, inshallah, I've sent you a message. Please send me a message, inshallah. I don't know if I have your new number.
Will do, bruv.
We've got a Skype guest, I think.
Okay, bismillah.
Yeah. So we've got a special guest whom I think a lot of people will be happy to see, mashallah. I'm very happy to see. It's our brother, Frédéric Kanouté. Assalamu alaikum, brother Frédéric.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Comment ça va?
Ça va, alhamdulillah. Oh, we're going to do it in French. Good.
No, I'm afraid not. That's as far as my French goes. I'm afraid. Sorry, typical English guy doesn't speak any French.
Yeah, no, you just got the intro bit and then
that's about it. That's as far as I go, yeah.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. You're looking very well.
Thank you
Quarantine
very much.
seems to be treating you very good, akhi, mashallah, looking healthy.
Yeah, we do what we can, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
So where are you based at the moment?
London.
Oh, you're in London?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah, you're not far away at all then, alhamdulillah.
No.
So you're usually based in London, are you?
Yes.
Okay, mashallah. So we must get you on more often, inshallah.
No, seeing as you're a Londoner, local lad, we'll have to bring you down the studio one day, Sheikh, inshallah. I've got a quick question for you. A lot of people are going to be watching the show right now and saying, you know what? How is he keeping fit at this time? A lot of people want to know, footballers, sports people, athletes like yourself, what are you guys doing in this time when you're restricted in your movement? What are you doing to keep fit?
Okay, I'm not an athlete anymore. I'm an ex-athlete, so I have excuses now. But I try to. I go in my garden. Alhamdulillah, I'm lucky enough to have a garden. So I play with my kids in the garden every now and then, almost every day. Play football. I do other stuff as well to try to stay fit.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. I've got a football question for you, brother Frédéric.
Tell me.
And the question is, what do you think should happen to the Premier League at the moment, seeing it's on hold at the moment? What do you think should happen?
This is a tough question, especially for Liverpool fans. I don't know. I think it's strange just to decide that a team is right now champion without giving a chance to the other teams to catch up. So I don't think any team is going to be declared champion unless we finish the league. But honestly, the last few days I haven't been thinking much of that, and I can hear a lot of footballers as well that they say that it's far from being their priority. They just focus and they just focus and emphasize the fact that the most important thing is that people stay healthy, and that's it.
What about a solution? We're discussing amongst some of their brothers is that we'll just cut the trophy in half and then we can give them half a trophy. What do you think?
I think there is space and room for something clever to do this season, but I don't know. It's really
it's a tricky one.
Unprecedented time. So of course some clever solution will have to be found, inshallah.
Okay, and obviously you played for different clubs around the world. You played for Tottenham Hotspur at 3 Point Lane, and also you played for West Ham United, and you also played for Sevilla as well, I think.
Yes, true.
Where do you feel was where you played your most successful football?
Obviously, it was Seville. So, I mean, I know that we are gonna have more like EPL fans here listening, but yeah, my most successful spell was in Seville, where as soon as I arrived, I won trophies. And like collective and personal trophies. So yeah, it was a fantastic time. But I enjoyed my time in West Ham and Tottenham very much as well. Yeah.
Of course, I mean it's always inspiring for us as Muslims to see fellow Muslims performing at the really highest level, and being such a good example for Muslims.
Now, a lot of the shabab or the youth are going to be watching this now, and they're going to be desperate to know, outside of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessing you, what can be done by the youth, and what can you advise them for them to be able to achieve, the level of game that you have done in football or in any sport? What advice do you have for them?
Well, it's a very tough and broad question. I think it's just like what I would like to say to the youth, or the same thing I would say to my own kids. It's just like, don't waste your time, and just be passionate about something, and stick to it as much as possible, and and have a lot of determination, be a lot of sabr and resilience, because not setbacks are something guaranteed. So you'll have to be ready to go through these difficult periods to make it through, or to make it to your objectives. I think this particular period in this confinement time, I think it's a good time to use efficiently our own time, and especially the youth, because obviously we shouldn't spend our days sleeping, but instead we could prepare better and plan better for what's going to happen during. First, Ramadan is a fantastic opportunity to reconnect with oneself, to reconnect with Allah, and to reconnect with the community, even though we can't get out of our homes. But also to prepare for after what's going to happen. So we make use of this time efficiently. Sometimes we know that the youth, they lack a little bit. And I was like this also. We all went through this time where we don't know what we're going to do with our lives. And I think it's a perfect opportunity to reflect, to ponder over our own lives, and how to have a better impact on our own lives and on the community at large. There is something I like to say in this kind of situation, is that we're never too young to do something. If you die tomorrow, you're a senior citizen today, So it's sometimes we say, oh, I have time. We never know when we're going to die. So it would just be my advice to just make the most of every instant, every moment, to try to achieve as a believer and as a person.
Mashallah, I think that over the past 5 years, especially in the Premier League, that there are many, not just in the Premier League, but around the world, many prominent Muslim footballers are not ashamed, and they're very proud to show that they are Muslim, alhamdulillah, more so than maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Yeah. And I really believe that, Brother Frédéric, that you are almost a pioneer, one of the first people to show people openly that I'm a Muslim, I have my faith, and that allowed other Muslim footballers really to show their faith. And it's been in the news, things like, when it was the World Cup last year, I think, was it last year? Yeah. Or the year, sorry, even the year before, a couple of years ago, sorry, that there were many footballers, playing in the World Cup, what they're going to do when they're fasting, very famous players like, I don't know, Mohamed Salah and N'Golo Kante, and they were asking, are they going to fast during the month of Ramadan? So it was a really good opportunity to, not necessarily to kind of push Islam over people, just to allow people to understand that you can be a footballer, you can be a Muslim, and you're just like everybody else in the community.
Yeah.
So I think, you're really a good example for that, brother, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair, brother. I don't think I have had this impact or this responsibility, but alhamdulillah, if it has been useful for some brothers to not be ashamed of what they are, of their identity, of their belief, I think it's really positive. And alhamdulillah, you're right in the fact that I remember when I was playing back in the days in West Ham, Tottenham, there were very few Muslim footballers, and now there are so many in the EPL and all over Europe, and they talk freely about their faith. So sometimes we also, as a community, I would like to say that we tend to complain a lot and not see the progress as well. Sometimes we complain about Islamophobia, which is a reality, but we also have to see that the wider picture, and whatever happens against us, we can see also that there is huge progress. And if we change ourselves, Allah will make it easy for us, inshallah. So it's just it's really positive when we see all these young, talented footballers being a good example for the youth, and showing them that they shouldn't be ashamed of their faith.
I think, some of what you're saying is suitable for you to get on the minbar and give khutbah. That's some really, really good talk there, mashallah.
No,
Allah bless you.
I've got another question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What projects are you working on at the moment? And anything you want to share? Do you want to point us towards anything, your Instagram, whatever, to the people maybe can help you out with, get involved with?
Yeah, I think people can always follow me on the social networks I'm using, but basically I've set up a foundation long time ago, and our core project is Sakina Children's Village, is a children's village for orphans and vulnerable children we set up in Mali, and so it's been almost 10 years now that it's working. Alhamdulillah, it's been something very, very important for me, but we'll share things for people to know about this project. And alhamdulillah, I'm still also in the football industry, I would say. I'm a consultant for youth training, especially in Africa, and I have a sports management company. So we're representing some African, mainly African footballers that are now, alhamdulillah, playing in the top leagues in Europe. So alhamdulillah, things are going quite well.
MashaAllah.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all your endeavors. And
Ameen.
This is the first opportunity that I'm getting to really speak with you. I'm not sure if you can see us.
Yeah,
but
can you see us?
I can see you guys.
You can. All right. Okay. So you'll recognize me if I bumped you in the street. We'll remember our conversation.
And also, it'd be nice to. There's a lot of work that goes on in London in Dawah, and mashallah, may Allah bless you. It's very rare that we meet someone who's so open from a high-level athlete like yourself, who's so open to Dawah. And it would be nice to perhaps pick your brain on a few projects. Maybe there's something you'd like to do in the Islamic world more. And maybe we can arrange something at another time, inshallah. How's that?
Inshallah, brother. Always happy to contribute in whatever way is possible. So Jazakallah khair for having me anyway.
Shukran.
It's our honor to have you, brother. Barakallahu feek. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you and protect your family, keep you safe. And I hope that Allah allows you to have a really beautiful Ramadan with your family.
Ameen.
And that maybe after Ramadan we can meet up sometime, inshallah.
Inshallah. May this difficult time be something positive, inshallah, for the whole ummah, but also for the whole humanity. It's difficult for everyone. Unprecedented times, but we really believe that everything happened for a reason, and so let's try to make the most of it and get out of this situation better people, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakallah khair. Shukran, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. If I may say, Brother Farooq,
go on.
That throughout that conversation, how much positivity was said. Things like, as Muslims, we do tend to complain quite a lot.
Yes.
And I've seen that myself about Islamophobia and playing the victim. And I think it's very important as Muslims not to be the victim, but to recognize that, yes, that there are problems that we need to kind of resolve. But on top of that, we need to be proactive and not just sit there and start pointing fingers at other people. As this is not the way of the Prophet ﷺ. When he was accused of being a poet, of being a magician or somebody who's insane, it was easy for the Muslims to say that we're easy targets, they're always picking on us. Yeah. But the Quranic message is always to be on the front foot, to be positive. Yes, sir. And that if people are addressing you in a bad way, that you give them something which is better. And that is to give them the message of Islam and full of positivity, mashallah, what the brother's saying, may Allah bless him.
What's strange as well is, especially in those environments where people are feeling like they're on the back foot, and when the Prophet ﷺ was heard and eventually got his chance to speak, is this what Quraysh was keeping us from?
Exactly.
This positive, wonderful message?
That's right, mashallah.
So don't be the person who holds back the message, just speak it like... and I want to say, world-class footballer, but world-class Muslim, mashallah.
Yeah, mashallah.
Beautiful guy, man.
Alhamdulillah.
I've bumped into a few over the years, Sheikh, of people who hit high level. Yeah. It's very difficult. You know, maybe they're a bit worried that you're after something from them to talk, you know, to be that relaxed. Brother Frédéric, mashallah.
And if listen, we just want to allow them to, because the brother, mashallah, has had a charity foundation for 10 years.
Yeah.
If it's able just to open a door that people can donate, you know, to his foundation and, you know... And
that's what I was hoping to do, so get online, brothers and sisters. I'm sure he's got an Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Look up Frédéric Kanouté and see if you'd like to help him out and his project, inshallah ta'ala, brothers and sisters. Now, moving on, inshallah ta'ala, I think we've got a phone call come through live here on Eman Channel, mashallah. So let's bring them here live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Welcome, brother. My name's Omer. I'm calling from London. How are you guys doing?
Very well, brother Omer. Mashallah, you're well-spoken young man. May Allah bless you, Omer. What's your query this evening, brother?
Yeah. So first of all, may Allah Ta'ala bless you and also Eman Channel for bringing quality Islamic programs, you know, during these tough times. You know, again, really helps. So my query is, you know, as Ramadan is inshallah around the corner, I just wanted two queries really. I wear contact lenses, you know, for my eyesight. I don't like wearing glasses. Is that permitted? And also, as I do a lot of public dealing, is it permitted for me to do mouthwash different times of the day? You know, I mean, I've asked these two questions to many people, but I get different sort of questions. So I'd like to ask
you want to know about using mouthwash during the day while you're fasting?
Yeah, that's correct.
Why, are you worried about how your breath smells?
That as well is just because I do a lot of public dealing as well. I mean, you know, I can come out a bit, you know.
So you're worried about how your breath smells?
That's correct.
Cool, no worries, bro.
Yeah, and also,
I'll get the Sheikh on the job. And
also one quick thing, I mean, following on to the question, you know, put forward to Brother Kanouté, about the English Premier League, call it null and void. I'm a die-hard Arsenal supporter. So, yeah, null and void for me.
Who's the brother support?
I think Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah.
Who?
Arsenal.
They're mid-table
team.
Yeah. Woolwich.
Transition period. Inshallah, I will turn it around.
Jazakallah khair, bro. Omer, take care, man. We'll get you the response to your question, inshallah.
Jazakallah, brother.
Brothers and sisters, you could do the same as well if you want to call in and if you've got something to say about hearing, mashallah, wonderful words of advice from Brother Kanouté, you can call in 0203 515 0769. The first question, I hope you got it, Sheikh.
I did, alhamdulillah.
Oh, you did, yeah?
He wears contact lenses.
Oh, okay, mashallah.
And I'm assuming this is the question anyway, at least when a person's using contact lenses while fasting, that there are times when you need to use drops in the eyes, okay? So using eye drops while you're fasting is not a problem, inshallah ta'ala, okay? If you can remember, 2 are okay and 2 aren't okay. Your eyes and ears are okay. If you need to put drops in your ears or your eyes or your ears, that's fine. Yeah. But obviously using the nose, because that's going to go straight down into your throat, you should avoid that because that'll end up you swallowing it, and obviously going through the mouth is going to end up swallowing it as well. So the eyes and ears are fine, but the nose and mouth, you don't, inshallah.
The second one, he's a nervous brother, this one, man. He's worried people are going to be saying, oh, his breath stinks. Don't buy anything off him. Why? Because he's got smelly breath. He's obviously doesn't clean his mouth. He's worried this is going to happen. Maybe it'll affect his business. I'm not sure, Sheikh, but He's a nervous brother.
Yeah,
he wants to know, can he rinse it?
لا بأس. So the origin of this would be, we go back to using the miswak. The miswak is a form of purifying the mouth, cleaning the mouth. That's allowed while you're fasting. Can we extend that to things that are other matters or liquids or pastes?
Like minty flavoured, perhaps?
Yeah, so it is allowed for you to do that, but minimize the amount you would use. Or outside of Ramadan, you might get a full cap and just, swish the amount for a whole minute or something like that. During the month of Ramadan, try to limit the amount of that you're going to use. And bear in mind that look at the instructions on the mouthwashes, because some of them say, do not use water rinsing it after. And what I would say is try to find a mouthwash that if you're going to use, that you can rinse after.
Yeah.
Because you want to remove the remnants of the mouthwash in your mouth. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you can get a mouthwash, there's not a problem in you rinsing your mouth with water afterwards, so that you can ensure that your mouth is completely ridden of the mouthwash. But use a small amount, that's fine, inshallah.
So there you go, bruv. You don't have to worry. You can go and speak to anyone you like because you can rinse it out, inshallah. We're going to go straight to the next call. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Wa alaikum salam. My name is Asib Akram and I'm calling from Southend-on-Sea. How are you doing, brothers?
Bro, from Southend-on-Sea, like? MashaAllah. Right, I used to work there. Sorry, I got excited. I remembered Peter Pan's playground. It's not called that anymore, but that's where I used to work. What's your question for the Sheikh, if it is that?
Well, first of all, I just want to appreciate the work you guys are doing at Eman Channel. Props to you guys, and may Allah Ta'ala give you all jaza, all at your channel, and all the scholars around the world, everyone doing an effort to improve our knowledge and whatever in this tough time. And my question towards the Sheikh is, during Ramzan, obviously, people try to read Quran as much as they can and gain knowledge. I wanted to propose a question that, what are some basic recommendations of texts other than Quran to improve our knowledge of the deen? For example, regarding fiqh or tafsir or aqidah or these types of books. What are good ways to get into knowledge, whether it's seerat or jurisprudence, however it is, hadith? What are some beginner books that the Sheikh would recommend someone to read into to gain knowledge during Ramzan and try to grow more than the Quran itself, but learning more deeper into our religion?
Okay, so you're just looking to expand your knowledge beyond the Quranic text. May I ask you, do you read the Arabic or do you read the Arabic and the English?
No, I don't know Arabic itself, so I've read English translation. I mean, I've read the Quran in translation multiple times, and I've read the sealed nectar, the Seerat of the Prophet. But I'm looking to expand and maybe read some tafsir or fiqh or aqidah or anything to just diversify the knowledge and deepen the knowledge of the deen.
MashaAllah. Okay, great intentions. May Allah accept it from you, bro. I'll put that forward to the Sheikh now. Stay tuned, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. So that was a local lad from Southend, just up the sea there. MashaAllah.
Yeah.
You heard the question, Sheikh. Although I love the question as well, mashallah. Shows his zeal for the deen.
Yeah, mashallah.
He wants to expand beyond Quran during Ramadan. But I would also say, I think by the sounds of it, you want to carry on after Ramadan as well. So he really wants to expand his knowledge, Sheikh. Give him the beginning steps he should be taking.
Okay. So what I would say is, because Ramadan is such a concentrated piece of time, if you like, throughout the year, that we should treat it different from all other months. And for this reason, that many of the scholars of the past really would just focus on the Quran, meaning that primarily it's recitation. Try to recite as much Quran as you can. And what I would add to that as well is, the brother mentioned that he's read tafsir. Of course, you have Tafsir Ibn Kathir, which is 10 volumes. I mean, in English, it's quite a lot to digest. And sometimes because not even in Arabic, it's not something you just open. It's just easy reading. When you put in English, it's sometimes a bit difficult. But there's also Tafsir Sa'di, which has been translated into English, and that's available to purchase as well, which is a really easy, digestible tafsir of the Quran, which if a person wants to go beyond the recitation and beyond just going through the translation of the meanings, I would say that go to that tafsir. At the very least, read Juz Amma or Juz Tabarak, the last two juz of the Quran, trying to find tafsir of that. If a person wants to add to that, and they've got plenty of time, and I think a lot of us do have time, is the brother mentioned the sealed nectar. find another book of seerah. And find another seerah book that you can go through the life of the Prophet ﷺ, okay? There's one that's in, there's many seerah books, one by Sheikh Sallabi, it's in 3 volumes, really, really nice book. So I would really concentrate on those 2. And then maybe after Ramadan, maybe you can go into more detail about other subjects you can learn.
Definitely.
We've got a caller there.
We've got another caller, yeah? Let's go straight to the next one. So, Jazakallah khair. Hopefully that helped you out there, bruv. And of course, with good intention come good results, inshallah ta'ala. So let's go to the next caller. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shahnaz and I'm calling from London.
MashaAllah.
My question is regarding Salat Witr. Usually what we do back home, Witr, we do in a way that first we read 2 rak'ah, then we sit down, do tashahhud, and then we stand up and finish off with the 3rd rak'ah. But when we came here most of the mosques, they do 3 rak'ah together. So I'm a bit confused as which is the right way of doing. We usually follow Hanafi thought. And, my sister, she's in Saudi. She said the Saudis does the same thing. They do 3 rak'ah together for the witr. So I'm a bit confused what the right way of doing the witr.
That's an excellent question, sister, and I'm really glad you asked it. Stay tuned. The Sheikh's going to clarify the matter for you perfectly, isn't there? All right?
No pressure.
No pressure.
Answer it perfectly.
No
pressure.
I know her because I had the similar feeling before. And alhamdulillah, bismillah, Sheikh.
Right. What I would say is that alhamdulillah, in Islam, when we offer certain acts of worship, there are times more than one way to do that. Witr is one of those. So we start off that there's actually more than one way that you're allowed to offer Salat al-Witr. Now, the common example that's given is that to pray 3 rak'at. So there's one way that you can do it is Shafa' al-Witr, is that you pray 2, you make tasleem, and then you pray 1. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is, the sister mentioned, it's almost like Salat al-Maghrib.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another way of doing it, and that's according to one particular madhab. That's how they pray Salat al-Witr.
Yeah.
And a third way of doing it is that you will pray all 3 together with only 1 tashahhud right at the end. Okay, that's another way. Now, within the schools of thought, they're all valid, if you like. If you pray it like this, if you pray it like that, and if you pray it like that. It's all valid, inshallah ta'ala. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Sister, don't worry yourself too much, inshallah ta'ala. Relax yourself and enjoy the ibadah. Don't get bogged down onto this, but the Hanafi said and the Shabi, Just enjoy the ibadah, inshallah ta'ala. And know that the Prophet ﷺ prayed in different ways. And Salat al-Maghrib, witr, like the Sheikh said, can be prayed in different ways. Thank you, Sheikh. May Allah bless you. We're going to go straight to another caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're going to squeeze you before the break. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name's Abdullah. I'm calling from South London.
Mashallah. I hope you're getting that, Sheikh, because I'm not getting.
Abdullah from Southampton.
Oh, Abdullah from Southampton. Welcome, Abdullah.
South End, Southampton.
South London.
Huh?
South London.
South London?
Yeah, see?
Okay, close
Lucky
enough.
we clarified there, bro.
Something.
You know what I mean? We won't be welcome in South London, me and you.
Oh, no, I'm going back to South London.
What's your question, Akhi?
It's just a quick question, inshallah. What it was, I'm on income support, and I always get a carer's allowance to look after my daughter who's got special needs. So I just want to know, do I have to pay zakat on that? I'll get about £250 a month. And obviously it's been crossing my mind for a long time now that if I need to pay zakat on that or not. So that was really my question, inshallah.
Okay, so with regards to zakah, really quickly, the zakah is only due upon a person if they have savings, which is over the nisab, which is the threshold of the nisab, which is the threshold of nisab is like the same word I'm talking about here. If you base it on gold, it fluctuates from one day to the next. Last I checked, I think it was about £3,800, something like that. If you've got savings, 3,800, more than that, and that's remained with you for more than one Islamic year, then you pay zakat on that. If you've got no savings, or it's less than that, and you've got money coming in and out and so on and so forth, then there's no zakat on it.
So there you go, bro. Be happy. No zakat for you, it seems, inshallah, as long as you ain't got loads of gold under the bed, all right? We're going to go for a break, inshallah ta'ala. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, sisters, welcome back to Eman Channel. Alhamdulillah, we're going through this evening, inshallah, introducing Ramadan slowly. You know, we're easing it in, brothers and sisters. We're not going to go running in like, maniacs. We're going to take it easy, nice and calm. Yes, it's a little bit different. We're at home. We're not going to be going to the masajid. But as our beautiful brother Sammy reminded us earlier, he said, you know what, brothers? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made the whole earth a place of prayer for the Muslim. So whether you're in the masajid for your tarawih or you're praying them at home, with your family, with your children, sitting there and you do a few raka'ah and you sit and enjoy yourself with your family, no problem. Ramadan, yes, it's not the one that we're used to, but inshallah ta'ala, it's going to be still the same benefit. Bi'idhnillah. We're going to work hard together, inshallah ta'ala, to increase our reward once again. So you can call in. The Sheikh is momentarily busy. But inshallah, he will be back. But you can call in 0203 515 0769. It's 0203 515 0769. We had a wonderful brother just before the break. He was asking about his zakah. And he had a small amount of money every month that comes in. And he wondered, should I pay zakat on this? And the Sheikh said, look, if it reaches the level of nisab, and he says around £3,500, around that sort of mark, if it reaches that level of savings that you have, then you would pay the zakat on that. But if it does not, and I think a lot of people in the UK don't, they get their monthly wage coming, but they don't really have any savings built up whatsoever, yeah? And as long as you have those savings for over a year, you would pay it on that if it reaches the level of nisab. So for a lot of us, I think, zakat, majority of us, maybe we don't earn enough or have enough savings in order to reach the level where we pay zakat on, so don't worry about it. All right, like our young brother, mashallah, just called up before, he's now feeling relaxed. He's not worried at all, mashallah. So you can do the same, 0203 515 0769. Call in, you got a question for the Sheikh. He'll, inshallah ta'ala, with the help of Allah, put you at ease and make it clear, inshallah, for you guys at home, whatever your needs are, whatever information you need, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. Right, you're back now, Sheikh, mashallah, may Allah bless you, jazakallah khair. Thanks, brother. I'm gonna let you clear up a little bit about the nisab aspect. You mentioned about gold. How's that relevant to the nisab? And also, by the way, brothers and sisters, we're going to take a very special caller shortly, inshallah ta'ala. But I just want you to clarify a little bit about the nisab, inshallah.
Okay, so the nisab, which translates, if you want to call it, as a threshold or a limit or an amount of wealth that you have, that if it reaches that, and that amount then stays with you as savings, because that would be considered like extra wealth, and it remains with you for one Islamic year, okay, then you pay zakah, you pay 2.5% on that savings. This is which is surplus wealth. And this is, of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in chapter number 9, in Surah At-Tawbah, in verse number 60, the recipients, those whom you can give zakah to, okay? So, a common question is that a person may have, let's say, £10,000 in the bank, and they have a job, and that job pays monthly. So their kind of income is kind of fluctuating. It goes up and down, like just over 10 or just below 10, just above 10, just below 10. Kind of, they don't have any large outgoings throughout the year. And this is how it is. But for sure, £10,000 is above the nisab. It's above the threshold. That's considered savings. So what you do is that, based upon the last time that you pay zakah, then the following year, one Islamic year, you see that throughout the duration of that time, that money remained above the nisab, it remained above the threshold. And because your money was coming in and out, the easiest way of doing it is simply calculating the amount of savings that you have on that day that the year is complete. Okay? That year when it's completed, it might be in Ramadan, it might be another month in the year, okay? It depends when that your savings went above the threshold, and that's the day you start it. It could be in the middle of the year, it could be the end of the year. It's just how it is. And then once 1 year is complete on it, that's when you pay 2.5% on that, inshallah ta'ala. I think we have a caller, inshallah ta'ala. I think we're going to take a caller now. So, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. If you can mention your name and where you're calling from.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Saeed Akhi. Jazakumullah khairan. My question is regarding the fidya. for the Saum, which I'm paying on behalf of my mother.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, we are blessed whereby we can be able to pay here in the UK equivalent of, breaking the fast of a person, of a poor person.
Yes.
We can also send, for example, the same amount of money per day to another country, like in Africa, where it can benefit more people. Okay. So my question is, for the same amount of money that I can feed one person here in the UK, because of the strength of the pound, I may be able to feed 3 families back in Africa. Sure. The same amount. Is that acceptable in terms of, so long as I'm maintaining the same amount of money, alhamdulillah, is that acceptable? Jazakallah khair.
Good question, mashallah. So if a person, as a brother quite rightly mentioned, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for his mother, who is in a situation where she's unable to fast, and in a situation like this, that person will pay a fidya, that they will pay for a poor person to be fed for each day of Ramadan. And the amount that's to be paid is what it costs roughly to feed a poor person in that country that you are actually living in. So here in the UK, you could say, let's say approximately £5 or £6 is enough to cover the meal for that person in this country. Now, if you can't find any poor people readily here, then it is permissible for you to then transfer that money to be then to another country where food can be then purchased to feed an individual poor person. If there is surplus wealth, then if they will then use that money to feed other people, then that's absolutely fine, inshallah ta'ala. But you base it upon the country that you're living in, okay, as you rightly mentioned, that the pound might be, in terms of a currency, stronger, and that it may be able to feed more than one person in another country. At least you are feeding that one other person in the other country, and it's allowed for you to then transfer that money to another country so that the fidya can be paid, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best, inshallah ta'ala. It's very important for us, brothers and sisters, to ask questions like this before Ramadan to ensure that the things like fidya, or if a person is suffering from an illness, is it a permanent illness? Is it a temporary illness? Am I supposed to fast? Am I supposed to pay fidya? Or am I supposed to make the days up in the future? It's important now that you have this opportunity to ask the questions, inshallah ta'ala, so you know the correct Islamic position concerning that. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I do believe we have another call on the line, which we'll take, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Abdul Hamid from South London.
You're very welcome, brother. And you have something to say, or do you have a question?
Yes, I have something to say. If I say to you, you will be, inshallah, praying in a mosque this Ramadan, would you believe me?
If you said to me that this Ramadan I would be in the masjid?
Yes.
Inshallah, why not? We remain in hope. It depends on the situation. We make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is there something else you want to add to that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If I say to you, what I've been through, I don't want to go to details. Allah, He says, someone Muslim, He says, Allah, وَعِزَّتِي وَجَلَالِي وَلَا أَنْصُرْنَكَ وَلَا بَعْدَكَ. Is just sabr Ayub. You know somebody be patient?
Yes.
And Allah, He reward him?
Yes.
You're going to receive a mu'jiza. I'm going to make special prayer after Salat Isha.
Yeah.
On Thursday, and I spoke to the BBC TV and British Muslim TV. They know about this. And even back home.
Okay. Jazakallah khair, brother. Well, I guess we'll have to say, wait to see what happens. Inshallah ta'ala. Sounds very interesting. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Farooq, mashallah. How are you?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin. I feel refreshed, brothers and sisters. You know what? We have to stagger things around here, brothers and sisters. Yeah. We can't just go flying into Salah and come like you guys. You know, we have to take our time. Brother Sheikh goes first. I go after the Sheikh. Alhamdulillah, we stagger it a little bit. But I want to boost up a little bit. You know why? Ramadan, subhanAllah, is around the corner. And we want to be excited for Ramadan, inshallah. Have that build up. I think a lot of people ain't got the same buzz, Sheikh, because they're not expecting the Salatul Tarawih. They're going out and doing iftar with everybody, with family, and everyone getting together. Right, it's going to be a bit more, you know, what's the right word? Because it's a custom every year, right? Everyone gets together, has a big iftar, especially the first one's always a, a bit of a big one, yeah? But this year, it's not looking like that's going to happen. So people, maybe they're not as boosted. So So I'm going to try and lift it up as well, inshallah. We do have a caller. It is brother. What was the... it's a Skype call, actually, mashallah. And the brother, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. His name is Ishfaq from MyLahore. He is a big businessman. He's made it big, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him because his food is excellent. I managed to sample his food many years ago for the first time, and I've sampled it many times since. Have you been to MyLahore, Sheikh?
It seems, unfortunately, I haven't.
You haven't, mashallah.
No.
It's got a lasagna, I will say that. And it is a good lasagna. It is a good lasagna.
MashaAllah. That's Italian, is it not food? It's Italian food.
It is Italian. He does a bit of everything, Sheikh, but it's nice to have it. So let's have him live. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, Ishfaq. How you doing, bro?
Wa alaikum assalam. How you doing, brother? You okay? Islam.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair, bro. It's looking hot in that kitchen, man.
Our kitchens are still open.
MashaAllah. That's good news, Akhi. A lot of kitchens are closed, bruv. My one at home, personally, is not closed. That one's live and kicking. But how's business been, bro? Have you still been sending food out for people?
Well, yeah, as well as that, we're still providing food for the emergency services, all the vulnerable, the elderly people. But for this Ramadan, we've introduced new ranges to help gain the spirit of the people. We've introduced our iftar pack that feeds family for 5. As a lot of people will be self-isolating, so a lot of people will be at home, so we can get the MyLahore food, to their doorsteps.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar, Wallah alhamd. That's a good idea as well, a little initiative, a little iftar initiative, mashallah. And have you had a lot of success with that so far? People been contacting you about it?
Yes, mashallah, we've got a lot of demand because as a build-up of Ramadan, because this Ramadan is going to be a bit different. So people are a bit worried. But what we want to do is just take the burden off people, let people ease themselves and provide them. Yeah. We've also started off the new essential range. For example, as well as doing deliveries at the month of Ramadan, you can also order like eggs, milk, flour, oil. It's very hard for people to go out to supermarkets, the big queues. People are conscious, are they going to get, the virus and all this? So now you can just order online or, or a phone call, and we can deliver these essential items, to your doorstep.
Allahu Akbar. What do you get in one of those iftar packs? If you order one of those iftar, what do you get in it?
Well, you get a couple of starters, so malai tikka, chicken tikka, mixture of starters, and then you get your, your mixed curries. So you butter chicken, meat dish, a veg dish, and then you get the for desserts you get the halwa, you get the normal kajur, you get the fluda. So it's just a mixture of all the things. And for your special part, we get lasagna there for you too.
I haven't had it, no. But bro, I didn't hear you say yogurt there, bro. Bit disappointed, man. You can't have Ramadan without yogurt, bro.
No, we've got like I said, option mango lassi also and fluda, and also dates. But we'll take that on board and we'll put some yogurt in.
Yeah, you go. MashaAllah. It just reminded me of the Sheikh, MashaAllah. One time I was sitting with Sheikh Wasim and I asked him, and he said, you know what? He goes, I used to break fast in Ramadan in Masjid Nabawi. And whenever you go there, brothers and sisters, and you as well, Akhi, if you've been there, when you're fasting on Monday or Thursday, it's every Monday or Thursday, but almost every night they do it. And they give you a little pot of yogurt and dates. And and actually, I quite like the bitter yogurt with the sweet date. It's really,
and the dukkha.
Yeah, that little powder.
The powder, yeah.
What's it called again?
What do they call it? Dugga.
Dugga. Yeah, little dugga sprinkled on top, mashallah.
It's like a cumin, sesame seed, salt kind of spice that you put inside the yogurt.
Oh, it sounds, Sheikh, it's making my mouth water. Are we getting a dud party with that iftar pack, bro?
A special dud party with that iftar pack too, don't worry. You get a nice hot drink also with it.
I'm ready to go. Man, I shouldn't be kissing my gloves. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. Akhi, can you send one from Bradford, down south and that?
I'll get, we've got London branch, Barking branch that's open. It's right next to the Eman Channel.
You ain't going to come, are you going to deliver one out to Slough for me though, bruv?
Definitely, I'll do that for you and then the Sheikh especially.
Oh, he said it once. I only want it once. Man, bless him. Jazakallah khair. So I heard a little birdie whispered in my ear, bruv. Yeah, not the wire, but a little birdie whispered. He said that you've been doing some a project, mashallah. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing for the locals?
Well, we've been doing a lot of projects, especially in this pandemic. We've been, providing food for the NHS, the emergency services, the bus drivers, and especially the elderly and vulnerable. We've been really teaming up with the local councils, the people who are really vulnerable, getting the food to their doorstep. There are people out there, who are the pandemic is one, situation. There's people out there who haven't had a hot meal, elderly people for weeks. There's been people where we've got to know where they have got no next of kin, especially the old people. And it's really it's really disappointing to see this. So mashallah, we're reaching out to them people. We've also got email address hello@mylahore.co.uk, which is completely anonymous, where people can just email and say, look, we want this food for this many people at this doorstep. We'll get someone to drop it off without looking at them, without pictures, without none of that, just behind the doors. And that's been really massive demand, because a lot of people are struggling, and alhamdulillah, everybody's coming together. Especially, I was just speaking to one of the ministers, and they were talking about especially the Muslims have really got together, in this times, and really providing food, support, services, help. And alhamdulillah, it's a great way to showcase, what a true Muslim, is to be.
Do you know, brother, what you're doing now is completely in line with Islamic teachings, not just because it's a pandemic. Yeah. But the Prophet ﷺ taught us that part of the rights of our neighbors is that we should never be in a position where we have food and other people don't have food. So I hope that, inshallah ta'ala, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removes the pandemic from us, is that as Muslims, we can continue this great sunnah and serve our community with feeding them. Yeah. And this is one of the first things that the Prophet ﷺ did when he came to Medina. He said to the people, "At'im at-ta'am," is not only just to give salam to people and to pray at night, okay, and also to love people and show compassion, but to also feed people. And this is one of the best ways of breaking down barriers. There are many people, establishing lots of barriers between communities. This is one of the easiest ways of removing barriers. It's simply just to give food to people. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to bless you, brother. It's a great initiative, and all those who are involved in making such a sacrifice.
Ishfaq, Sheikh. I'm going to let you roll on, bruv. You look like you're going to be busy for the rest of the day, inshallah. So we'll let you crack on, akhi, and it'll be lovely. I've heard through the grapevine, right, that you've got a store local to here. So I'm sure we'll be seeing you in Ramadan, inshallah.
Definitely.
Ameen. Salaam alaikum. Brothers and sisters, go check out the store. It's in Barking. You can go visit there. It's right next to the main road, the A406. You can jump on in your car, or perhaps ring up the brothers doing deliveries as well, inshallah. Make sure you check it out. It's in Barking, local, as well as up in Leeds. I think there's one in Bradford. You've got a few elsewhere, right? Let's go straight to the next one, inshallah ta'ala. We've got Kala. Well, I think we're not going to take any more calls, because I don't think we've got time for one yet. We've got about a minute and a half left. Those people who are waiting on the phone, inshallah ta'ala, don't go anywhere. We're going to be going for a short break in a moment. But before we do, Sheikh, I want you to just add a little bit on to what you were saying about the sunnah.
The sunnah. I mean, there's time for that, but you know what I wanted to add, actually?
Go on, bismillah. As you like.
I don't want necessarily just to make this a Q&A for us.
No, I don't.
But I also want, because this is an unprecedented Ramadan for all of us, the families who are staying at home, praying and having Ramadan at home, what ideas do they have to ensure or to try to have the best Ramadan for their children and their families? What ideas? So it's very good for us to share ideas, for them to call in and tell us, this is what we're going to do in Ramadan to try and make this a slightly different Ramadan. Yeah. So all the viewers who are watching can take those ideas and bounce.
Another good thing to add to that as well, brothers and sisters, because this is great. I want more ideas. Things like children being at home for this whole period without having to take time off from school. Yeah, they're technically at school, so we've got better access to our children. What ideas of parents you got to help us with kids that we don't know? Maybe we don't know what we're doing. My wife's a teacher, so she's probably got loads of ideas. But we're going to go to a break, brothers and sisters. Don't be shy. Call us in. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, sisters, welcome back to Eman Channel here. Through this evening to around 10 o'clock, we're going to be taking you guys. We've got a very short little period left of the company of the Sheikh, inshallah. But we've got some callers. Let's get these out of the way and then we can get you going. Because brothers and sisters, don't forget, we're going to be having the Ask Eman tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So any questions you don't get in tonight, don't stress too much. Inshallah, if you make it till tomorrow afternoon, evening time, you will be able to call in and get your questions answered by the Sheikh. That is not a problem. So let's go first quickly to the next caller. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show. Do you have a question for the Sheikh?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu brother. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, not bad. Brother, my question is about witr in after Taraweeh, basically. Okay. The way I understand witr, I think it means closure of after all the salah, yeah? So is it better to do it after normally in the month of Ramadan we would read tahajjud and we will try and maximize. So is it better to read it after tahajjud or after Taraweeh prayer? And also if we read it after Taraweeh prayer, it's like we've closed the account for the day. So what happens if I want to read tahajjud after that also? Now how do I go about that, please?
Okay, stay on the line, bro. Sheikh.
Okay, kind of question, straightforward, inshallah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
The best thing to do is to pray Salat al-Witr as the last prayer. Whenever you think that you're going to be, I've had enough today, that's my last prayer, then you pray Witr, whether that's after Isha or you intend to wake up later in the night. If you intend to wake up later, then delay Witr to later on, okay? Okay, let's say, for example, I prayed Salat al-Isha, prayed Taraweeh, and I said, I'm going to pray Salat al-Witr. I'm okay, I'm done now. But then you realize, you know what, before Fajr, by about 20 minutes, half an hour, I want to offer some more salah. You wake up early, I want to offer some more salah. You can pray after witr, absolutely no problem, inshallah ta'ala. Yeah. And there is no need for you, there's no need. You don't pray another witr. No. Because two odds make a even. Yeah. And the idea is that you make an odd amount of prayers in the night time. Okay? So that's how it works, inshallah.
So what, you planning to have little naps and get up and maybe do witr later? Is that what it is, bro? MashaAllah, he's gone quiet, man. He's gone to pray witr, maybe. I don't know, yes?
Maybe, yeah.
He's doing it a bit too early. No, it's got to be after Isha, brother, right? Oh, you still there, Akhi?
Yes.
Yeah, so was that clear for you, bro?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. I will listen to it because I was listening on the phone, so I will rewind the TV and see what your answer is.
MashaAllah. No problem, brother. Just a quick one. Any advice for our brothers and sisters out there? It's going to be a unique Ramadan, inshallah. So what would you advise? We're going to be close. Family's going to be more together than every other time, you know. Do you have any advice for us, bro?
Well, this I think is going to be the best of Ramadan that we're going to have because, you know, even though we won't be able to read in the masajids, I mean, this is like family-centered now. So, you know, I mean, Allah's plan is different. He is the best of plan, of course. So what His plan for us is, it's happening, you know. I mean, this virus, it's a small virus, but yet, I mean, it caused a lot of damage to the whole world.
Yeah.
That shows us the power of Allah. I mean, this is just a, you know, a small thing that is showing us how powerful He is. So, I mean, we got to learn, we got to take a lot of lessons from that because there's a lot of wisdom in that, I think. I mean, it's giving us a chance to be with a family, you know, so that's the best, I think, things to do, yeah.
Jazakallah khair, bro. Man, bless you and the family. And you are right. It's a great time for
reflection.
You know, I think a lot of people now, you know, they're getting to know each other a bit more. Like the kids, they're always at school, and the fathers and the dads, as we are, we're always out working. Mum's always got stuff to do. But this is the first sort of time where we're going to be stuck together for a prolonged period of time and to spend a month like Ramadan. So it's excellent. May Allah bless you. We're going to go to another caller, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Caller, you're live. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, caller. You're live. Welcome to the show. One more time, brother. You there? Live, sister? We're going to roll on to the next caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show. You have a question for the Sheikh?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Muhammad Feroz from Shipley, West Yorkshire.
MashaAllah. Welcome from West Yorkshire. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I've got two questions to ask.
Okay, go on then.
One question is, if we read Taraweeh in the last third of the night, can we say this is Qiyamul Lail and Tahajjud as well?
Oh, so you want to do Taraweeh at the end of the night to triple whammy it? You want to Qiyamul Layl and Tahajjud it?
Yep.
Okay, and what's your second question, bro?
Second question is our local masjid timetable. According to the local masjid timetable,
yep.
They used to break fast after 5 minutes of British sunset time.
Yeah.
Now we are at home.
Yeah.
Do we still need to follow our masjid timings?
Oh, that's a good question, brother. So you want to know, do you still follow your local timings for your salah?
Yeah, for to break fast.
Break the fast. No problem, Akhi, no problem. So if you, do you want to stay on the line or do you...
No, I will just hold, yeah.
Khalas, no problem. You can go, Akhi. May Allah bless you, Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. And the Sheikh will answer your question, inshallah ta'ala. Barakallahu feek. So, Sheikh, he wants it all.
MashaAllah.
He wants to do one set of salah but cover everything. The Qiyamul Layl, Tahajjud, or to him, then maybe they're separate, yeah? And then Taraweeh, all at the end.
Okay, so Taraweeh is that what is prayed in Ramadan just after Salat al-Isha, okay? Which is technically still Tahajjud or Qiyam. It's still night prayer, okay? They're just different names that are of the prayers that are offered at different times of the night. But it's all night prayer, okay? So if you want to pray not straight after Isha, you want to rather pray in the last third of the night, okay? That's usually called Qiyamul Layl or Tahajjud, okay?
Yeah.
It's not that, oh, you're missing out on Taraweeh. It doesn't matter, okay? The night here in the UK is fairly short anyway, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to be breaking your fast around, what, 8 something, and depending on when you're going to start your fast, whether it's around 3 something or 2 something, it's like 4 or 5 hours, okay, 5 hours or so. So the time's quite short. So it's really up to you when you want to choose to offer for some night prayer. Okay, so that's how that is, inshallah.
There you go, bro. And the second question, he said his local timetable, you know, it's normally they break fast about 5 minutes after sunset, but he's at home now. He's not in the masjid. What should he do?
Right, so what I would say is with regards to, not to complicate the issues, is usually just follow your prayer timetable from your masjid, okay? I'm not sure why it's 5 minutes after sunset. The time for Maghrib is Maghrib, and if that's sunset, then that really is sufficient time for you to break your fast. Yeah. If there's any confusion, then just stick with your prayer timetable.
As long as it's sunset where you live, bro, don't be, you know, looking at, say, the most eastern part of the UK and breaking your...
Well, not even that. I mean, don't be thinking about, oh, it's sunset in Sydney, Australia. No, we're going to start breaking our fast. Yeah. For the city that you're living in, inshallah ta'ala.
MashaAllah, man. I bless you. I'm sure we've had questions like that before. So we're going to go to the final caller, and then we're going to be saying good night to the Sheikh, inshallah. Let's bring the last caller. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Sheikh Wasim and brother Farooq, how are you?
Very well, brother. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, it's Abu Dawood from London. I know you very well, brother Farooq.
I know you, Abu Dawood. How you doing, man?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Oh, tied to the rope of Allah.
Allah, you still remember.
One of my favourite nasheeds. That gets used in Ramadan, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair. But I just wanted to ask for some advice, basically give some thoughts, share some thoughts, and also get some tips from the Sheikh, inshallah.
Bismillah.
Basically, wanted to find out what's the best way in trying to be productive this Ramadan in terms of our maintaining good health. Because, you know, like brothers like myself and you, we're that sort of age where it's easy for us to gain weight if we're not careful with our diet. Me, subhanAllah, I've gained a bit of weight, unfortunately, especially during this lockdown period. Even though I still have to go out to work, I still hope, you know, it's from the type of food we eat, our culture, etc. Is there any tips on how we can benefit this Ramadan in changing? I know it's all about increasing in taqwa, but also, you know, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having that God consciousness to gain that taqwa, but also change our lifestyle so we become stronger, better Muslims. So when we represent ourselves as young Muslim men or even middle-aged Muslim men, it's like a form of dawah that people look at us and say, mashallah, these brothers are strong, these brothers are healthy Muslims. Is there a way that what we should be doing, how we can incorporate that in this Ramadan? Especially this Ramadan is going to be a little bit difficult because there's a bit more restrictions. But what can we do to avoid certain food, to also, you know, maybe take certain foods which are beneficial from the Sunnah? What's the best way? And also, can we incorporate an exercise regime within Ramadan? And also, finally, another point, some of us have bad habits, such as some brothers may be smoking cigarettes, they may be vaping, which is becoming more and more popular. how can we use this Ramadan to get rid of those bad habits as well, inshallah?
Okay, yeah, excellent points. I'm going to pass that over to the Sheikh and then we're going to say good night to him. So, Sheikh.
Yep. I think we need to Ramadan to answer all those questions.
Yeah, it's a very broad, mashallah, man.
So, I mean, I'm not necessarily the best person maybe to answer all of those questions.
Yeah.
Some of them are to do with nutrition. Some of them are to do with exercise and physical kind of routines and things like that. I'm sure there are a lot of brothers and sisters who are specialists at that. I mean, as for the Islamic side, then I think it's important to know the different sunan that you can implement in the day. You know, to have suhoor as late as possible, to break your fast. And remember what the Prophet ﷺ would break his fast with dates, fresh dates. If you don't have fresh dates, then dried dates, with milk, with water. To perform the different adhkar during the day. These are very important for you. You know, very basic information I have concerning nutrition. Things like, you know, fried food in all forms, okay, in Ramadan and outside Ramadan regularly is not healthy. I mean, I thought you were going
to say it's tasty.
It's very tasty, but you don't need me to tell you that. So in Ramadan, it's probably one of the worst foods you can eat, you know, especially just before you're about to start fasting, especially when you're about breaking your fast. You know, things like samosas and pakoras and the ghee that's used in all the food. I mean, this food it might be tasty, but not the best food, you know.
Yeah, no,
try to find wholesome foods. And I think it's important to engage with the Muslim community who are specialists in these areas, so they can put something back to the community, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask about the foods.
It's good. I mean, it's an opportunity to get rid of some bad habits.
May Allah bless you, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. It's been a real pleasure having you on. Hopefully that helped you out there, brother Abu Dawood. May Allah bless you and keep going, akhi. Don't worry, you know, we all spread out a little bit as we get a little bit older. Alhamdulillah, you know, mashallah, the Sheikh's looking very healthy. I saw him stand up, mashallah, not like me, you know, plump in the middle. But may Allah make it easy for you this Ramadan. And I hope that Allah accepts your ibadah and that you achieve the desired sort of body and health that you are looking for, inshallah ta'ala. Now, brothers and sisters, we have now moved on from the Q&A. The Sheikh has left the building, mashallah. May Allah bless him. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his efforts this evening. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And we are now joined by our brother, Jawaad. He's a beautiful brother. He's been on the channel before, I'm sure. And he does a lot of hard work behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see. So, Jawaad, welcome to the show, akhi. Lovely smile.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm feeling old, akhi.
How's the education back in Saudi? I heard you went for studies.
Yes, I did, alhamdulillah. It's a ni'mah min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I was there till a couple of weeks ago, alhamdulillah. Managed to get a cheeky little secret flight. Thank you out there to Safe from the consulate, mashallah, for sorting that out for us. There was quite a few students who were looking to get home.
Yeah.
Brother Ahmed, mashallah, if he's out there watching, may Allah bless him, he managed to get home. Brother Khalid as well got home. Quite a few of the brothers, mashallah, may Allah bless them, managed to get flights home on that one flight. But there was Brits from all over Saudi Arabia, right? We all crammed in onto this one plane, this one flight. So it was a real ni'mah. But we came back into Britain, it was empty, man, a ghost town.
Yeah,
it's a strange arrival.
It's the lockdown, man. It's the lockdown. Our families are getting bored. My daughters are getting bored.
Yeah.
I'm going bald because because of them.
Yeah, it's their fault, man. You know, it's not bad genes, it's their fault, you know?
Yeah.
I'm too going bald because of my kids.
Alhamdulillah.
You know? So me and you're in the same boat. These kids, man, they're making men's hairs fall out, man.
Yeah, but my job today is to let the people know about all of the shows that Eman Channel's been working on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So, inshallah, I think we're going to start showing a show real soon.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, the show reel. Oh, okay. I thought it was rolling. There we go. Here's your show reel. Now, can you explain what's that, bruv?
Right, so that is my graphic designer getting very, very fancy.
It's a globe of the earth.
Yeah, may Allah reward him for
this Ramadan. The Art of Dois, every Saturday and Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. And Sisters Ramadan, every weekend at 7 p.m. Let us reflect every day at 11:15 a.m. Gems of Guidance, every Monday at 7 p.m. Let's Eat Street, every Friday at 7 p.m. 15 Reasons Why, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Ask Eman Ramadan Special, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Saladin, every day at 5:30 p.m. Fit and Fast, every Thursday and Sunday at 7:15 p.m. Comfort in times of crisis, every day at 7:45 p.m. The Staff, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Just Amma Kids Competition, every Monday to Wednesday, Friday to Sunday at 4 p.m. Talk to Me, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Power of Giving, every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Ibn Battuta, every day at 5:15 p.m. EKTV Game Show, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Alif Lam Mim, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. Omar and Hannah, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays at 5 p.m. Join us daily for iftar and iftar notifications around the UK. Boost your Iman this Ramadan.
MashaAllah, looks very exciting. I'm liking the kid stuff there, man, because being a big kid at heart, this is the sort of content that suits me. And in Omar and Hannah, that guy that was walking with looks suspiciously like Mufti Menk. Can you tell me a little bit about these programs?
All right, so I'm going to start off with a specific Mufti Menk show that we are working on behind the scenes. It's called Comfort in Times of Crisis.
Yeah.
The whole point of the show is Mufti Menk is going to be coming on every evening and analyzing the Quran and teaching us what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us how to deal with the crises like this. Yeah. How can we deal with the times like this? So inshallah, this is going to be a very beneficial show for all the brothers and sisters.
For all those balding men out there.
Yeah. I remember I was going through the YouTube comments and one of the brothers goes that Brother Farooq only comes up in Ramadan. So
true,
I remember that the minute I saw you in the show reel. The next one, I'm going to go into detail about some of these shows now. The next one's my personal favorite because it's got to do with food. Brother Wasim Iqbal and Chef Nitesh, they've been doing these episodes. It's called Let's Eat Street, right? Now, I'm very excited about it because the last hour before iftar, I am dead on the ground. Yeah. And the last thing I want is, you know, healthy food. Well, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any healthy food. I don't want it. I want some nice...
By healthy food, I think you mean just like a vegetable sandwich. Something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
That's not salivating in the mouth. You're not thinking about eating a tomato.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but Let's Eat Street gives you nutritionally rich but delicious food. And what they do is they just focus on building some amazing meals. Oof. We've got the recipes available for all the people to download. And you can make these dishes at home right before iftar. Yeah. And all the brothers at home have got a nice...
Tell you what, there's a picture behind me there. He's looking mighty worried about that food, you know?
Yeah, I think that one was very spicy, so he was right to be worried about that one.
Mashallah, looks great, by the way, guys. Mashallah, looks very clean, fresh, malak.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
So food, that's right, I'm street. What else we got?
All right, so we've got something which is going to make this Ramadan even special. Something which is going to top this lockdown. It's a Sisters Ramadan. Now, this Sisters Ramadan is going to be coming on during the weekends, I think at 7 p.m. And this is specifically for the sisters. So all the sisters out there, Sister, I think, B. Roberts, she is going to be going over all the tips and tricks that sisters can learn during the month of Ramadan to optimize their Ramadan. And I'm going to try to get my wife to watch it because there's some of those tips that get the husbands happy as well.
Yeah, sahih, mashallah, may Allah accept it from her. And alhamdulillah, it's nice for the sisters to be able to sit down at night. So make sure that you put in the diary, sisters, right? Kids, husband, you're out in the garden or you're up on the top floor, wherever it is, or you're going in the kitchen, wherever. And you get your little hour, or how long is the show? How long is it?
This is going to be roughly about 12 minutes long. So it's very short, but it's enough to
short but sweet.
Short but sweet.
Not an hour, 12 minutes. But you get your 12-minute slot. You only got 12-minute breaks, sisters, all right? That's it. Khalas, back to Dadika. You're going straight back in that kitchen getting the food cooking, mashallah. We're going to go straight to the next show. What have we got, bro?
Right, the next one's called Gems of Guidance. This is where we're going to go into the 40 hadith of Al-Nawawi.
And
Nawawi, that's sorry.
No problem.
And we're going to go in depth into it and try to explain to everyone what those hadith are all about. What's the context behind it? And inshallah, this should also be very beneficial.
Sheikh Murtaza Khan as well, an absolute blinder of a geezer. May Allah bless him. I love him for the sake of Allah, and it's going to be a real pleasure to watch that. So, brothers and sisters, get your pens and papers out for that time of the day, because you're going to want to take notes from Sheikh Murtaza, mashallah. Go to the next one. What else we got, bruv?
Okay, so brothers and sisters, this one is really close to the heart because I've been waiting for this one.
It's not a surgery show, is it?
You know what?
Close to the heart.
You know, no. This one, I had to go to my bae, my boss, and I was like, listen, we need this, and he did it. And I have to say, may Allah reward him. This is a new animated show. It's called Salahuddin. Right? It's about Salahuddin Ayyubi, and it's completely animated, but that does not mean that it's specifically for kids. This is very top-notch. The story is amazing, and it's focused on research. So you're going to find out the life and times of Salahuddin Ayyubi, one of the influential Muslims in the world, and we're going to find out how Islam got into prominence, how it actually spread around the globe. So this is the one to watch out for.
That looks like a crisp bit of animation.
The animation is amazing. I can't wait because...
How long does that show run for?
This one is going to be about 24 minutes, so it's a good amount of time that, you can enjoy it.
Set the time out there. You've got it every day at 17:30. That's 5:30 in the afternoon. Button down, guys, and put your feet up and watch Salahuddin, the animated movie, mashallah.
All right, now, the next one is called Art of Dua. Now, the art of dua.
The art of dua, like martial arts, but it's dua.
Yeah, so, when I was coming to the deen, right, someone said, okay, listen, after salah, you need to make dua. Raise your hands like this, no like this. No, you're not even supposed to make dua. So many different things. Then, you know what? You need to make dua like this. Say, Ya Allah, Ya Shaf. So, this show is specifically for those people who want to optimize their du'as, to, increase the likelihood of your du'as being accepted. And this is the time. The month of Ramadan is the time for you to make du'a. Brothers and sisters, this show is sick because you're going to find out wicked tricks. You're going to find out from the hadith, from the Quran, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to make dua, the way the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam has told us to make dua. These are shortcuts. We're getting shortcuts.
The thing is, Akhi, all these shows sound amazing, but what happens if I'm sitting watching a show, right, and I get so into it, I forget what time it is.
Yeah.
The sun goes down.
Yeah.
How am I going to know it's time for me to, break my fast?
Right, so Eman Channel is going to make sure that we give iftar notifications for 7 main cities in the UK.
So 7 major cities across the UK are going to get their own special...
Exactly. So let's say it's time for Leicester to open their iftar. So we're going to be like, Assalamu alaikum, people of Leicester. You can start eating. I can't. You can.
Yep.
That
sounds good.
Exactly.
So it's personal.
No, not for me, for them, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's personal. So they're going to get their own personal message. They're sitting there watching the show.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of say, right, it's time for you guys to go and break your fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Scotland, wherever it might be.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to, because we want to make sure that everybody across the UK, actually across the world, people all around the world watch Eman Channel.
Yeah.
We want to personalize it for them so that they also feel involved.
So we're going global this time?
Yeah, no, we're only going
to be doing the UK. So if you're at home watching from around the world, don't be starting breaking fast in London. If you're actually in London, Ontario, be very careful. You don't want to make any mistakes with that, inshallah.
Inshallah. All right, the next one is, this one's one that I'm going to be in as well.
Okay.
It's called Talk to Me.
So it's your own plug, basically?
No.
He's plugging his own show, bro.
This is where Eman Channel had to put their heads together and be like, listen, we need to get this done, right? It's called Talk to Me. Imran Abu Musa is hosting the show, and we have a panel of guests, including myself, Ali Dawa, and some other people who are influential in their communities. We're going to be talking about challenging topics. The one that I talked about was, are the masajid still relevant to us? Do they still do stuff for us? Do we feel connected with our masajid?
So like the youth and the masjid relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And the other topics every week, inshallah, Talk to Me is going to be...
Sounds like there might be a bit of controversy coming out from that particular show, and I'm excited.
When you've got Ali Dawa in a show, then I don't think you cannot accept controversy.
Yeah, there's always a bit of controversy. He's a troublemaker, he is.
Yeah.
May Allah bless him.
All right, so the next one. before telling the title of the show,
yeah.
I want to explain something about Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam's relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was something very different. And the things that Musa alayhi salam went through, there were so many lessons to learn from it that inshallah we shall be premiering a show called The Staff. The Staff is all about learning the life lessons of Musa alayhi salam and what he's learned that we should be able to apply in our daily lives as well, inshallah. No. So that's a show that I think I'm going to get my family to sit down on and watch together. This is a very nice one.
Just to add to that, brothers and sisters, just to add to that, the thing with Musa is some of the ulama said the Quran nearly became the book of Musa. There's so many lessons. So this is going to be vast, it's going to be deep, and it's going to be really helpful for us as family. Inshallah. Any last things you want to highlight from there? Because we've only got a few seconds left, inshallah. Any last things you want to highlight?
Okay, so one last show called 15 Reasons Why. Sheikh Haytham Al-Haddad explaining to you why you go into sujood when you recite certain ayahs on the Quran. That is an important one, right?
Allahu Akbar. A little bit seerah, a little bit this, a little bit of that, tied in, lovely.
Yeah. Ibn Battuta, season 2, that's going to be coming out. That's the one I had to shout out to.
Ibn Tuta, there you go, brothers and sisters.
Yeah. And just to close it all off, Eman Channel is trying to focus on allowing you during your lockdown to just enjoy yourself, man.
And there you go, brothers and sisters. So there you go. And that is the programming, mashallah, from our brother Jawaad, may Allah bless him. He's gave us a little update of what the programs are coming. And I'm going to be joining as well. It is Ramadan. It is the... Inshallah ta'ala. Don't go anywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.